Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. The Twitter world is going crazy. The internet is going crazy. Ron Artest basically says Tim Duncan is the second greatest player of all time. And if that's how he feels, I wouldn't argue with him. Tim Duncan is the most underappreciated. He's the most underappreciated superstar in history because he was quiet. He didn't speak much. He just came to play. And Ron Artest, he makes great points. Tim Duncan was a problem when he was playing. He was a problem. People try to say that, oh, well, Ron Artest is crazy because Ron Artest is Bill Russell as his greatest of all time, which I have no argument there either. There's a lot of old heads and players who played who put Bill Russell as the number one of all time. This is why I keep telling all you Jordan fans, aka you Jordan delusionists, and then you LeBrownies fans, is that it is very subjective. It's very subjective. Now, people put Tim Duncan as the greatest player in the 2000s. A lot of people say that. Me, I disagree with it, but hey, if you feel he's the greatest in that era, in that decade, I have no problem with it because his Spurs were awesome. But to me, I put Kobe Bryant as the greatest of all time. And I was not a Kobe Bryant fan. I could not stand this guy. We used to look at him as, oh, you just trying to be Jordan like everybody else did. But the thing that separated Kobe from the rest of the pack is his hard work. Like every time I saw Kobe, he got better. He never stayed the same. He always got better in some area of his game. Tim Duncan, the same way. Duncan got better each season in an area of his game. That's why he's in my top five. Like I said, I have Kobe, Hakeem, Dennis, Tim, Duncan, and Allen Iverson. Those are my five guys because I see myself in those five guys when I pick them. People will look at it and be like, man, that ain't no top five. And it is a great top five. If I had my top five play anybody else top five, it's going to be on and popping. Kobe is a monster. Tim Duncan, skill-wise and defensively, would give a lot of guys a lot of problems, especially on the offensive end. Defensively, Tim Duncan was very underrated. He could play the five and he could play the four. And he could guard some threes who were the bigger threes who played in the post. He could guard some of them as well. So a lot of times we mistake, Tim Duncan's greatness. And I've heard a lot of content creators. I'm not going to call out names because I don't call out names because it's no point. Because I don't do a back and forth. I just end it. They were saying that they would take KG or some over Tim Duncan. And I'm like, are you out your goddamn mind? If you take Tim Duncan off of those Spurs teams in the 2000s, they do not win. They do not win. They don't even win in the teens when they went back to the championship and he won at the latter part of his career. His IQ is amazing. Now, the things I disagree with Tim Duncan, I had a problem with was he took less money. To me, I did not like that. To me, I feel like you shouldn't. Like even Tom Brady, I love Tom Brady, but I don't like when you take less money because you give other owners the option to not pay a player what they're worth. I understand if you're later in your career, like real late, but even if you're real late in your career, you can't turn down money. That's why I respect what Kobe did, even though, he took that deal. Everyone was like, oh, he held his team under. He didn't hold his team under cap. The NBA didn't want anybody to go there because they didn't want or allow anybody to go there because they were trying to get rid of Kobe. They were done with him. So all this, nobody wants to play with Kobe. Well, nobody wanted to play with LeBron anyway. Nobody wanted to play with LeBron his whole career. The only people wanted to play with him was his friends or people he manipulated. So Ron Artest is not crazy here. Ron Artest, to me, probably was the greatest defender of the decade. Everybody else would say Ben Wallace. I would go Ron Artest because Ron Artest could give you buckets on the other end as well as play defense. And he was positionless. He could guard anybody. He could play any position. Not taking nothing from Ben Wallace. I am a huge Ben Wallace fan. But Ron Artest was amazing. And his defense was very key in the championship, the championship run with the Lakers. Now, I just think people have got to calm down and stop getting upset because nobody put y'all favorite hero, Michael Jordan, is number one. I keep telling you, these lists are subjective. Everyone's like, well, the consensus is Michael Jordan is the greatest. So if the consensus tell you to go take something, go drink some bleach, you gonna go drink the bleach? If they tell you, if the consensus say it's okay to drink bleach, I'm drinking it. Are you gonna go drink it? Yeah, you are, because you're a sheep. I'm not a sheep. I watch what I see and I see what I watch. You guys don't understand that. But Ron Artest, there's nothing wrong with what he said. If he feels Tim Duncan is number two, that's cool. I disagree with him. Tim Duncan is the fourth greatest player of all time, to me. He's in my top five. He's the fourth greatest. Like I said, I would take Kobe, Hakeem, Dennis Rodman, Tim Duncan, and Allen Iverson. Those are my five. Those, to me, are five guys who can play in any era, and they would dominate. And they're all hard-nosed and hard-willed. And they all bring something unique to the table. So, thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you like what you hear, you can donate to the page by Cash Apping me at the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you for listening, and we are out. Daisy!